that other radio stations listen to.
Kessben 92.9, Asidan Kwan. Kessben 92.9, Asidan Kwan.
We have from Puerto Rico here. Good morning. Ready for my channel. Ready for
Kessben 92.9, Asidan Kwan.
We have from Puerto Rico here. Good morning.
Mr. Speaker. The only speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Ready for my channel.
Mr. Speaker.
Ready for
Super.
and you've got the elder speaker.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. The speaker.
Amsterdam 22bet.com. 22bet again, but your bet more Ronaldo, bet more Lionel Messi.
Kessben.
Hey, heavy. Now one more champion. Open the best odds in sports betting there, but your 22bet.com. And I will be getting it. I don't pay what you way you better when it's a horse. James, I hold you a band. I watch you in the child bet was on here. I don't pay 22bet.com for that robber. But your honor odds, Papa, in now. Maybe I would try a petting cry. Now would you seek her? Hey, I don't pay but your boy home day. Now got sites in this 22bet.com.gh. Nah, James, I hold winning in I don't patch your train. And I send some money, sir. The 2024 goes madness. But your woman, in multiples of a year 300. Added to a year with previous jackpot. Now, what more they also say? Now, we're going to be a grab it as huge as 100,000 Ghana cedis. But you the free message say jackpot win or hit it once and for all. Now, I feel to be a bomb will win this. It can be prepared. It's a winning bigger. Now, the other 2 year at the amount 22bet.com. But your casino games sitting in an was so open EP or games are winning in a league. In an Obenya and 22bet.com.gm. So I don't pay because of Nako try with you. Bet to win, bet to play. I tell you what with you. There is a everything. But if I see that be I'm a Ghana rice. Now I'm a Ghana there, and also at the papa. But you don't correct rice on the Ghanaian market. Say yeah, Kasadi didn't come on pay. Open Ghana mobile for announce you there. Now a papa would drama and so as I say there. What you see why and so to there. I'm a Ghana rice, but you wouldn't hear what there. And you walk actually while you lit. I don't pay, but your weekend. And yeah, who do I hear with fear? Yeah, with event. Who do I say? Say, yeah, say your wedding, engagement, birthday parties. That's good for so 60 years. I'm a Ghana rice next 7 months. Jollof rice, fried rice. And one more rice water, rice balls put up a year. I've been quiet and I'm cutting quiet puppets. But I'm a Ghana there. I told one answer. And you don't pay my son Kessben. Now, what's your more Ghana? Who so to the doom now? What told me here? I don't pay when you need come on. There's a shaker crab in a while will be this show. Now, also what me be a part of the family. I'm a Ghana rice. A rice Ghana.
Kessben.
But you will pay numbers now 0537 029 464 0537 029 464 and after 0207 6761 97 0207 6761 97. Now when they am a Ghana rice in come up a rice Ghana but you will a pass I won't cry please container speak to us I don't pay never just Papa dear and one am a Ghana. Eclipse collateral management for that Romano pay Eclipse is but you're businessman, businesswoman, open loan, and your show business when you collateral. I don't pay brand now when you made him come up. You may boy with collateral. I'm a sick out here in no one said to me, but you're sick at bear, my sick at your moja. I don't pay Eclipse at that room and tea. My loan, Geno, I have for pa. Wow, your valuation. You have collateral and to me a compliment to Sika, won't pay free bank. A boy, ye pa. And what you do a Japanese and crash out of the year, Juma. Now, and also your 3 commission, commission change, commission cashier, commission more supremo. I don't pay Eclipse in come away. Now, one more Joe so I create and boy was our so what you me a quadrant you side Tabakan Street. Now so one name crying so dear. Over on 0266 999020 0266 999020 and after 0302 551877 0302 551877. Not when he ending come on think safety and a dissenting car. Yeah, you want to say whoa. There is a bad person. There is yeah, you want to say whoa. But your dream fertility clinic for the Robanti. I want to say you know last up on here. Oh, your bar. But your a year with tubes, you know, more blocking. Variances na how are you fibrate? Kun di unya pa. Aba show ye mokutu ama. Aya na ye so wani insane. Na so mpacho nye no anya abofra na. and irregular menstruation, that's it. Premature menopause. But our time on so say we trabra. And so when trabra by force. I'm a yaba, but I want to perform things. Yeah, dear, bet me, and a patient fertility at that romantic. I will be back. Why?
Yes,
Yeah, Bema, come one at Jenny, but I won't come one over form. What think Kakra will form here? I want to mean your bar in the Asia. Now, what should you say? Say, yeah, because I will bear money strap. But the one day will form my boho.
yes,
Second to the Kajana, you be beer. But somebody said I had drinking, yes, and said, my want to mean, yeah, you must say, you bear my year. I about to say, a man is Jabuka.
yes,
And I pay fertility at that romantic. But away a bear man who one day perform, come one and conform. One be to us here the amount. But your dreams are here, one more sense to be in here. Now, one more you're correct about a woman. And you just say, one more the natural medicine, and the become corrective problems. Now, and no never buama, I wanted to be a back. And you pay herbal drugs are free UK and in New Zealand. And a dream fertility for any year, Juma one more sway. But you say, what you'll be a change for a branani and a 20. So, what buy a sway, I could have a film. And somebody say, I will betting, yeah, I will feel.
yes,
Bra, now when you made in South, so Tema Community 22, Estate Junction, Hona Behuyen. Now when you need for yen on 0597 225 388 0597 225 388 and after 0597 225 389. Now when the Dreams Fertility Clinic came in command of pay, now one more bed so na many bear no some pebedin komo embra na wono ye reporter wogina Ridge Hospital at Opeya ye din komo na de akoba nyina no ene se mortuary workers se womo de womo mfidie ene womo bibia womo de adwuma bia de agu ho enti weekend wa wo kwakofa wadofo bi edina free baby akwakoye na yie no the challenge kese pa na diaba na mame misa anose Ridge Hospital so situation no at saying. Charles, so to me, good morning at saying.
Linia speaker, Mr. Speaker, Meton Kappa, Lamin Hoso, yes, pa, and then they do Ridge Hospital, mortuary, a hona, Yan and PSA, Sabri, mortuary workers, Linia Air Cancer. Here, I can't be personal protective equipment. And then almost allowances, the increment of salary are MI, and on a Sabri, Omodia to just say almost. Nti ye ba ye no yes ye bu yenkete mu anopai eba Ridge Hospital ha ye bedu ha ye hu say enkofo ni bi etete ha na sabre adwumayefo ni bi so ewo ha omo so eye adwuma nti Ridge ha de adwuma no ekoso se mahu maami bi omo ha omo so omo nkrofo no de ye a omo ekojare omo ti me ne maami no ha ebedi nkomo ebisa maami ne say na omo nipa no omo de ne ba ye say na akosi ana anye bi anse na akosi ti o ha say ti me ne maami no edi nkomo no mabisa no. Hello, Kwame Appiah Kubi.
yes,
Yes. Pacho, se mo busi ni no.
Yeah, baby, Jalin, the other Jalin, if I couldn't want, so baby, baby.
And you also mu ye bibia mam. And you mobile na o ma hwem.
Oh, my share. Musi e chen no mu Jalin ni ya. No my sister, come. I shall that can.
Ti o mo se mo hwe na o mo wi a o mo tete no mo assistant bibia dia mam no o mo na sha that can. Ti madaka ni ti won. Madaka ni ti won. Okay, Mr. Speaker. Ba ko amene ne fetwen komo ono na okan no. Ma me ba ko so be to na no pa no. O se enra e na o mo so e ba ha se. Be to ma me no o se enra na o mo ba ha na o mo so o mo tua bibia e wo ho o se anwumre no. Enti enne e na ready for no ka so me se o mo so en hwe. Enti se ma me no so ha. Ti o se o mo so e twen ti me ne ma me no so e twetwen komo ba ko ye no bi. Ni ahwe anye bia no so ba e no se na ekotie. Madam, no akwa baba Kessben radio so.
Mama, good morning. I don't know, I caught in a say, I shall never be good.
Kessben.
Then I say, I shall never be good to you, and I say, yeah, cost striking, ye, if you are a strap by say, oh, you know, on your baby fry, my phone, never everything over more, now as you gave Fambra.
Now, what you know by much here?
Let's say, Bibia,
Namutia, no, I could say, no more catch them.
You say no, almost the train hospital for no more my on my receipt in the best friend, Bibiano, or see train and son. Train.
Mr. Speaker, me come there and bound body no man who say almost jare and to be better with ya and you do what say almost bet me as you come back and be hard because man who say ready had ye almost a juma said the Bibia on it better with you. Now say a Biano a Oma or the microphone by an answer via Oma a body no bit me at the train come back. You do.
Kessben.
Jay, I had Kessben 92.9, 2 minutes after 8. Na Pacho, you go so I didn't. Yes. You go so I didn't come on the after the mortuary workers, situation that is. Yes, Charles, meet you.
Mr. Speaker, man, who say I have rate almost Yajuma, body no, almost Yagu, almost Jare, almost Eguswa, almost ye. I'm a too much attendance, no, a bit agent has here, almost yet, a whole Ejuma, or ready has it, really had ye, a Jumano air crossing. Opening. Patron Mawati. Opening Patron Mawati.
Joso.
Patron na Bibiabo Kote.
Bibiaboko.
Patron Asukuso which Kessben 92.9 FM or in time. Patron has say. Send a woman Sabria more almost say more than Fidia Gua yet sin or Babino. And to say now back country Ghana at your phones.
Oh. You need a breaker because you can't pour. Sanatia Neti. And see, you penny far say. Yenye Juma Kakaka, yes, Yaguso.
Mr. Speaker, the Pacho, the all canon, what the mortuary attendant back on Kawahabodina almost a year ago, Manisha no life and call it any Guha, Emma, who was able to have already the ho, I'm able to have phone be Sujana, and to reach had the Rich Hospital had the Mr. Speaker, almost a year Juma. And because the year for 9 years, yes, I read had the Jumano Eguswa air cost of Kama, Ewa Hasi.
Very well, Charles, I don't pay me that say why. Yamisha.
Mr. Speaker, let's make Edawa.
Kessben.
All right. My men call a year a homane subium na many Vincent Doku ending common bra or reporter from Kolebu Yemisa Sano pays to Kolebu mortuary one more a year Jumana. Doku, good morning, as you saying.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. What is the current situation Ewo Kolebu?
All right, Mr. Speaker, my NCI unity for na Yensan Somo Mwakwaba and for Embra a Kolebu Endra. Yeah, follow Bahase and story about a striker. Mamo Juma or Mochi Hasino. One more na and none of pains so no sorry, Yeah, follow up about the story now. You hawa Niama essay at ye and so our Kolibua. Na anope Yabepimu ever has Mr. Sika. Sisi dear, Omo Juma Koso and so our Hasi na. Me the kind call manager no and I could be some say Siciano what is the way forward and I now watch them say was say Endra a boy by a number 3 p.m. on mono and a general secretary and casa a 2 Eddie AC a hasi and your more ebedim come on say almost strike more episode more air corner one more at the gear into almost and kuma and so we na amubeyo makuma swade de amamo nti omo amon koso na afi wo mo enye ejumenti ne aropeni bepie mu ewa ha se no ejuma koso kama obi eye lejuma enso so ewa ha se nti so hwe eye screen so a videos maybe na mo share ewa eye screen so ejuma koso ewa ha me won say ambulances apake ewa ha se ya amanfo pi na mbepie mu ewa ha se no amanfo pi na ababe yi omofu no me at least me hu kra me hu beye nipa beye mienu a wo mo ababe yi omofu no eko na o hwe eye fom ho nso so a me hu se eye adaka bi nso eda ho no so far endo e ba ye no na activities in bia enko so workers no wo mo eba na omo ginegina ho sa na nso ene no nyame adom ama aban se weti omo so front no wo mo enko so a enye ejumenti ene activities a awa se ekoso ewo eye mochi hase no bibia ekoso ejumayefo bia anope obia esesa no office a wo mo eye ejuma oye cleaner na o hase ya me won say cleaners eye ejuma administrators obia esesa no office a ene de bibia edida na kwemu a obia eye nejuma enso so wa hase.
All right, Vincent Doku, I'm grateful for your time. We be here said in Komo. Why?
Thank you very much.
That's it. And to Vincent Doku and many no Eddie and Komo 6 after 8.
Kessben.
This is 92.9. 92.9 This is 92.9 the more variety. Perfect. 92.9. 92.9 the radio station that other radio stations listen to.
Kessben. Kessben. Kessben.
This will be the sister.
Kessben.
That's right. Watch out, me that's 40 minutes after 8. I Kessben 92.9 now. I am taking you on the campaign too. Secretary Boacho, when you want my fabric, you want my wife. What's the one?
Kessben.
Kessben, cut after 8. We need it, Mr. Speaker. Now we're bringing you live on the campaign trail now. I'm a page. And the Mahodua and Koso and the campaign. Watch out, you're doing it now. No idea. But we'll be a sent to that baby. So, Mahama 24-hour economy. That's my daddy, then what you saying? But you put your microphone into the show, now. Yes. Hona munye. I just say. Hona munye.
Mamin komani.
Man, bisa so bottom to say, me say hona mu to say.
Me say mamin komani.
Okay.
Speaker.
Kessben.
Yes.
Government reject right to peaceful demonstration, but will not tolerate acts of vandalism. Information Minister. Government rejects right to peaceful demonstration. And you mean I'm any the fact show camera any. And that one.
Is it the caption or the actual story?
Government reject. It's a caption. The government reject right to peaceful demonstration.
But what's the story?
I
mean, for you as an editor, you know some of these captions.
I don't
think the information minister will reject. We say the government will reject him to peaceful demonstration.
But you see, we
no. So let's go to the story.
I am coming. We say I have friend Herald. I will be interested in going to the story. This one is done by my boss, Uncle Benefson. Together, I have problem. And how
and he's above above reproach.
I'm not above reproach. If it's above reproach, I wouldn't highlight it.
Yes. So,
but
let's go into the story.
The headline is in two folds. To the first part,
probably could be a question.
Government rejects right to peaceful demonstration.
Is there a question mark?
That is one. There is no question mark.
Okay.
But will not tolerate act of vandalism. So I mean, it doesn't click. The first part and the second part.
Is it me who wrote it?
So it could be an error.
No, it's the editor's take on it. I mean, Chase, I'm surprised you are actually, because you are an editor, and I'm saying that let's get into the substance of the issue. Government can reject right to peaceful demonstration. So, I mean, he says that's what the information, he's quoting the information minister. So let's look at the story. Let's look at the story. And then
read the story. Read the story.
Oh, I saw no day. I'm not being objective.
So anyway, speak up.
Yes, that's it.
This is my first.
Just my man lead. You know.
My man lead. I am not interested in the lead. After headline is enough. But
So you see the differences. That's it. Let me draw attention to something. Now, Osha front page now. Government respects right to peaceful demo, but will not tolerate act of vandalism.
And the story says what?
So,
now you want to read the story?
I want to read the story.
So, government respects right to peaceful demonstration, but will not tolerate act of vandalism.
Exactly. So it could be a typo.
And instead of respect, it became reject.
Yes.
How?
Yes. So it's a typo, and this is a damage for government, and therefore the newspaper is supposed to deal with it.
That is your thinking.
Well, anyway, I'm not here to speak for government. They are supposed to do that.
You were pushing me.
Information Minister
to read the story.
But that is the story.
Has reiterated that government's firm stance against lawlessness following the recent Democracy Hub protest.
I mean, come on.
This is
my time. Okay. I just drew your attention to it. There was serious issue for me.
That the newspaper made a mistake.
That is not what I'm saying.
Okay.
That a minister says he rejects the right to peaceful demonstration. And no, I am a concern. You got me concern and Kasano Pawi, front page of the Ghanaian Times. Public varsity unions walk off jobs.
Why?
Public universities, unions walk off jobs like government is forced, and the universities are forced to postpone
reopening date.
Yes.
For
me, this is serious to me than 6.2 nkwara omo kwa kotro mudin wo your friend Ghana card. You can't your public universities are you are going to disrupt the academic calendar. Once among school this time, the school are postponing indefinitely. No, what it means is that the academic calendar will change. If academic calendar is necessary, it affects the student. What I say, and you know, Saban will be also yeah. Then when you will be also go back to Juma. Government must do it. Government.
Because the senior staff association
we say the
universities was strike. Was strike.
Yes.
SITAG MI.
Yeah.
Okay. Mortuary for you so cost strike.
Yeah. So employment and labor minister no. Are this not under him?
I want to there has to be fan home because SITAG for call more than 2 months.
Yeah, you get it. And this is what we should be talking about.
Kessben.
Where
Kessben.
A jebe who are there. Banka by this time, a good father you be a unipedia, and Kawaii Papa weird. And Kazu Yina de cry a long time. Say, people will go to strike and you won't do anything about it. No, what jar or more Brahma Beba. When you are tired, you will come back.
I said SITAG in the month of August, 1 month your salaries. September, so I'm sure they will not pay.
And what will that change the situation? And in the young
for almost a full semester, I know Munko school.
And nobody is talking about it. A normal. Your finance a normal thing. A month for my school fees. Now the whole semester is going waste just because somebody has failed to play his part of the bargain. Akra no body na why say manya admission una wo advertise here and I'm top forms and I'm affiliate my tia me fees I'm supposed to be taught. What I say my rent be rented down hostels and what have you. Now for the whole semester is going to go waste. There will be no compensation to some students, you know. And then people are thinking about their interest, and the minister you did not do. We are not say you must ensure say never better you know what you will need. The senior working, they said blocking the salary of the teachers, you know.
And
it would it affect? How would it impact on the student? Oh, we will see can would you take my phone almost see they have issue address it, you know. You are interested in blocking that. What about the student? Are they being taught? Are they being trained? Will you? It's a mobile resolving issue now. Time lost, no. Shame. You are going to extend a period of stay in school. Yes, I know. And it's a Nipana ya the plan.
Kessben.
Why the plan so by by October May school. Wow. And November May now what is structuring the calendar? You see, but yet your Maya Emran Nejuma Emrano Yemrama here for Emran Trisikani Emran people who are influential in this country. Enunti we udi kokota court bet media same way 5 years after Ghana pe and you who say when your rights are being trampled upon now with the kokota Supreme Court me hwe wanim education no de to ho da wo mo pe no ma free case na betra so it is only in Ghana that Supreme Court is supposed to be the protector of human rights. Me can anya lawyer for that but me mfa mo ho because mo kan sa we
Kessben
mo ya lawyer for mo ntimi nka ya ne e beka because me court ho me nko di asem that's it. Me ko tremanso. Me di banso a obeti because the man show says suti. Sugar.
Yes.
Me say Ghana pe. Me kan anya lawyer be there. Don't me level some buy anya human right issue. Anya no right. Ye di asem na bra na mre twa mu kra say so ye. Me ni we can say and some of Supreme Court or mom Fred they will not call. They will defy it. Me boa. Then no mu train. Payo and some money. Papayo, and nunti na ma BBC aba. Saturday, my school grandson in fact they win court. Obeti do me free case we. O me free case no more real school. No more real court. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Such a whole academic year, we are going to postpone it. Now, I Minister of Education, Doctor, Yao Adutu, and I'm or you're happy. Train fan home. Obiam pro, Obiam Mobiadi. Now, you say, my money. Oh.
But me maudi anoma akadachi na me momo akwa banda minti o
mumrantem, especially back no tino.
Let's not attack them. Ganza, Maakye.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir.
Anape.
You are the most general.
Anape Michel.
Most general. We have a call there. O design o atari nefe.
Medasi.
A bright pa. But me congratulate you because why you Juma. Congratulations to you, and I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Who promises I will do candidate a better ballot to so. Nyamia dom so candidate a better so. Now, what's the campaign as it?
Washaka but the real campaign is here to start.
The main campaign is here to start. Okay, and it's over. Heaven wako. Because I
went already. Marco Kraba, Marco all the 16 regions are, but I am yet to start another one. We want to launch our manifesto. We are planning to do that up north.
Up north,
yes, in Tamale.
Hey, na Tamale the
reason is that our running mate is from the north.
Okay.
And he's actually based in Tamale. So that is why we are planning on.
And you are yet to announce the person.
Oh no, he's announced because when you are filing for nominations.
Okay. It
is part of our friend Al Hassan Isahaku. Yeah.
And
he's actually, like I said, he's well known up north. He's somebody who he has achieved a lot in his line of work.
Okay.
He's a nutritionist, and you know the domestication you know domestication
nutritionist never show those
I mean, we are planning a very beautiful and a program that will get the necessary impacts that we so desire.
So how will you get us there? Because Tamale there, we have to be there.
Oh, we'll plan it.
Okay. And then because 71 days more to elections.
Oh yes. Sisiano, Yache Jumanum. There is a Juma under the office of the presidential candidate.
Okay.
And there's a Juma under the office of the party, which I am spearheading the party.
The general secretary.
The party activities.
That's right.
When we are meeting this evening in Asia, double two.
Is it mean you come your personal assistant to the
now the payment
political
wait for pimpim na shofa wash here. Dan na no Juma pa mo ya magana. Na memma wo producer. Producer Bakupe.
Happy birthday.
Mr. Sapon, happy birthday. Ya ministry no yen kese. Rich, all the work that you've done, God will surely continue to bless you. Mincha minya makati na ben.
And I was on the moon for lunch.
Yeah, no, they didn't call lunch.
Yeah, they was there.
And in fact, I spearhead it.
Okay.
I will spearhead that.
Okay.
Yes.
The most general.
Yes.
Energy expert. You can't want to.
Ben, this is your day.
Ben Maakye. Oh yes. Ben, yes. This is you can't want to. Now, I'm going to say. Is it why I'm a MD resign? Why are you to the MDO?
But Regis Sapon, Yamao Audapa.
And Richard Bedu.
Now, one more can one say, and editor in chief. Some trouble for the
Kessben.
I'm mano, Uncle Swaman in India, Uncle Swamano, Nyansani Abutre. I think Richard is one of the few gentlemen the media more Abutre. Some told me frame 1,000 times, me for about the following week, no best frame.
I open was him here. Open was the man who
Abutre. I'm a man in Koswanyabi. I'm a man, say, I feel that send and Nabia. The hour no yin in our jay, no I focused.
There. There you man, yeah, that day you
only in our jay, I focused at you.
I wouldn't hear you, man.
At my back. And never boy, but yeah, I did you only say citizens send there.
Apart from council, I want to hear Munyi and no more person want to go with him.
I don't know, so no. You be quite a view.
I said, there's a Mumudika.
You want to hear my cat say, yeah, hey.
And there's a Mumudika Kodazian and Sandy. I can't see what you said.
Kessben.
Richard wants to what that
Master says here what them want me and them wire.
So quite will be
quite because you say me person me could boom.
Okay.
The share na me she said beer. Me ko Ivory Coast. Anase bia me ko Congo.
Every coast though.
Ivory Coast. Me
Congo na
Manyanzima ni bi Ivory Coast.
I hear you need be share.
Me ko Manyanzima.
Ozi eh.
Manyanzima ni bi to bia me ko Ivory Coast na se bia me ko Congo.
Congo dia on kwada be go.
I said we only lorry fair. You be wonder and I'm going to Wonderland and I'm mutu kwan ever muse. Wonderland for the free her. You pay jeep baby and say free her. Near so I want sa kugo. We are near Saba. You have flight. Yeah. Richard Awadapa. I'm sure opinion.
Wait, I say. I will come be actually nana and I
didn't baby.
But I say, you best say free democracy hub demonstration that one more year over the weekend. Akofa nsembebe na no aba EC any NDC nsensem so eda so ewo ho EC responded in a statement mekan edu edo so and afi MD or ECG resign a lot of issues with Galamsey this week Galamsey now so eda so ejinemo that's it mami shasi mfeel so mami ntio on the protesters any baby I bedru say
Speaker
yes
mami ntio for Afrefo any mini anima mini omashia o studio anopai as a citizen na ice one ho
oba ya che
o a che da bai me na me hu no nti so oba ya cha ndie say wo na wo hu no me
oba show yi so a che sa na me pa che
o ko evo no bia wa boy ko to show akochi aba ko ice no
Kessben.
What do you ever call? Oh, I'm try.
Okay. You have been bailed. So, Speaker.
Yes.
I am a pro demonstration. Me support to demonstration over coup d'etat.
Okay.
Because my history is demonstration. In fact, I am a non-conformist. And you know, me agitator. It is better say obi be kana asem a shane so a woman ne kwenya na ultimate express no ho on venting anger or venti we are eno ana no hwelema. You see, we have a president at a point there when the CV to say no Ghana one night demonstration pa. So we sir. Ronaldo don't call Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
Akufo-Addo led demonstration and nipa wu me ba. Kumi preko. No. Because it didn't come on. And just me cartoon so.
Me too.
Kumi Preko. Omo die Kumi Preko no. Reku Brobe your friend Nyauta Maklo, Kwasi Pratt, Victor Newman no more. Those who that made the history racing. And another than Kufuado no. That demonstration, people died. They get it. Demonstration, and yet, at the ultimate control the behavior of the people that will come around. Untimi check and check pan the fast wire and Yama. And untino there is room for excesses.
Okay.
So excesses in the bar. You engage leadership. Speaker. And yet be anti enamra Ghana's constitution the car say obey demonstration notify the police. Who notify police here? Police in the fraud leaders no. Na muni o matnasi. Na mwasheshe kwa mudi befaso. Send nia bibi ekosia. You hold the leadership accountable and are responsible. Mona mo lawyer for say the spirit and letter. What I say
of the law.
Of the law. Sanity. NTSC or muntu no man notify. You know the leaders. In Janka way see you now if there's something untoward that happened. No, you only get the leadership. Put them before court or whatever you want to do. But to bundle everybody up, including people are not must say Omun Kahubi. Omufi abi no mu twem. Na mache o maka ho. 54 of them. Na mudi o makotum. For how many days? 2 weeks. Demonstrations ma who Sri Lanka there no mo yeta Mirakan
yeah
omuko kwaya odi ahon prepare ni ehudwa ni fifi omuko fa na dan tran mu swimming on the pool. What is here lock you be
did
you get people them arresting people and jailing people
Kenya
people? You see me feel say police for na see and catch man of say their style of policing no problematic and human friendly. So most sorry I must say police is your friend. So police is your friend now and your offense be an eche and then your offense be an prosecuted. They get it.
But they are there to ensure public order. Until the fact say all demonstrating I express does not mean say or deny other citizens the opportunity to also go about their normal duties. It wasn't part of the arrangement. Said demonstrators.
I am coming.
Anchor blocking roads, right?
Let's have a conversation.
Exactly
what is demonstration? Demonstration your work. Obi call health worker or call health work. When someone is demonstrating, how are you demonstrating? My constitution now defining demonstration now.
Kessben.
Have we defined how people should demonstrate? Mona moka see your procession, your bakubi picketing, and your demonstration. In this case, from the police own press statement or Mudi Banyinano, they consistently use the word demonstration. Who demonstrate here? Is there a way to demonstrate here now? That be, as far as I know, there is no defined way of demonstration. There is no prescription for demonstration. In any case, and there no more demonstrate here. What's the purpose of the gathering? Is it not true, say, yes, you are a Kahuasamano, 13 rivers. Momo call ye, Muko Dinaba Kumfinfi, me wa. And so I eternity. Running river. What to me up Adnantiako Dinaba Kumfinfi? Or that supposed to be the case? 13 of it, Yalusu. You lose 19,000 hectares of cocoa farmlands, cocoa farms. And it Ninkika, who are here projected say by 2050, a big class year route 2050. By 2035 thereof, Ghana a bit more crimes you. That's a year to collectively. I have for Kasa, a software Kasa, CSOs Kasa. political activists kasa SSC ye kutia sa menace we na mrantie mabuna jato mu so ade aye papa no mantimi anye entokwa a soldier fo antimi anko entokwa police fo mantimi anko ye beku santokwa no ama ye mangana enti ye oye kire nesara mu kan twimu no ye kire de odi bo no ya ban dia odi bo betu kwan mu eyo ye kire
yes but a kwan no nyon kwa wodi
me bas because enti na ya mo kwan so mo mfa so you don't know give them route to use ana was that not the approved route for them to use?
The approved route did not say say go and block it.
You see, and there is.
Yeah, chair will say obefaha. Yen can't say
yes, me na me faha. Police force me na me faha. And you had there won't come. If you are not demonstrating with us, don't use it. Was it not for the police to have given alternative routes for people? When you have earmarked a place for the demonstrators, when they have told you, say, we are going to converge here, maybe so. Speaker,
meet you.
It was for the police to say, yeah, no, most they shouldn't converge at the Revolutionary Square. They even went to court to go and get a restraining order. So they should not use the Revolutionary Square. So mama mbabi so mu usual na wa won kai ho be dem ho. If you are not part of them, why are you going to use that place?
Yes.
Na artist man for so be to key. No be to key aye boni. Siga. So what call license office. E ko the license. Na ma wo ye driving test. Na wo ko na wo ba na si park. Calm down. Now we see Kia. When we say disqualified.
So what does that mean?
I am asking you. Maybe besides, are you aware? That is it. So we call driving test. Now we the car no call now banner see officer did not say park. We park you. No say calm down. Now we be door. Now we key in the you are disqualified. Police officer, mochi drivers de bia for reckless driving in Asifo. What could demonstration on the field of demonstration? Find say a war front in your enemy's zone. Do you leave your car key on?
But that does not warrant you the opportunity to say Konako key, no key in your own. You are trespassing into someone's property.
I'm telling you, Mama.
You are telling me, yes, and I'm telling you, the fact is a police officer no a janeka in Genesis na key a shemono does not warrant say wo trespass into the vehicle and go and pull the keys from their engine.
Speaker, and I make my scenario say on a war front, on a battlefield, a police officer you do wako. Say Koko make it peace. Koko foil it, I'll go and foil it. No. Would you go and leave your car key?
But have you made an inquiry to know why?
Do I need to make an inquiry
to know why the vehicle was there in the first place?
Vehicle ni some koto.
Exactly the point.
Speaker. One to kano, otokano.
Na car na ya betu key at work no be there dia koto.
The video say na me tell say towing car kwa nipa menu na extra towing car mo. You the driver you don't even get down. I'm telling you, this is a technically and Ghana police is serious, sir. So our driver is so muyinedi. At no point, any police officer, military officer, a journey to at all. O weapon no, o driver no, what jaw key no be to her. Must say, what we are key.
See for me na member.
Near cost you 2 weeks we. For me, it's a blot on our conscience. Contrary to President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo's speech I will deliver our UN General Assembly. in the second paragraph, what is or remind you more. So in 2017, when I first came here, I told you that neither Ghana nor any African country would be a scar on the conscience of the world. Yes, are we not a scar? Yes, scar, figure. Are we not a scar on the conscience of the world? Said your president was talking about climate change. And I was talking to UN about climate change. Now, Nikromu, Ghana ha. People were demonstrating against illegal mining or mining activities. Now, ya bo match your mark 2 weeks. When another was talking about climate change, now Odimra Abase Achimota Forest, Yantong. Yentuchama Manfonsi Adai. When Akufo-Addo was talking about climate change, it was United States of America. Figure. Now Parliament. Ayemra. Say your forest and your timi rum.
But just for mommy.
Your forest, your timi rum 2 gold.
Kessben.
How consistent are we? Now me beside I won't say, I be not more cause world climate change. I never know motakwa delegation by 600, 700 aircon and for so no. What is the use?
All right.
What I say? And for me, sir demonstrators. The earlier we release them, the better for the image of the government.
Okay.
Because it keeps on denting the image of them until you be yomo. You become wasam sa. The people are not up to 50. No more 100 input. But look at how this thing has dragged on. International media will be afa. And this is why you're demonstrating across the 16 regions. They didn't get this coverage. Maybe Omanya coverage. You can one day, the next day, no, I died out. When Nipa say 54 Matthew, we you be can until the final day a court be decided say wajao. But I mean, I Amnesty International view. Me tio mon catch papa. And Amnesty International has been revived. And everybody is talking about sad year we. And Timoja we ne kwa na yede. Party paraphernalia in anger, in annoyance. Ya who party for omankasa voluntarily, willingly. Ashi omu party paraphernalia. And when assume said they are one of them. And my party wasn't a way caution until me.
But it still doesn't take away the illegality.
What is the illegality?
But that's it. My member citizens.
Illegality
about should be.
Some me crame banner. Me crame me party panafric. Na me share illegal. Have we not seen people burn their party paraphernalias in this country on video?
Okay.
Ya chomo.
But that's it. General Bremuna Minjo.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Kessben ending on Nampeda Mekade. Because we've over the time let so many things go. The day we tend to act on one of them, it will be considered as an injustice. Sisi Amekati Otahe, so for Ghana flag no shona, it's illegal.
He knows.
Yeah, but they didn't burn Ghana flag.
If you pick your party paraphernalia, na ishona, it's illegal. But you see, because it's internal, yejat moko. Inti so bi koye bia, we do not have the moral right to be able to criticize it. And that is one of the biggest problems we have in Ghana.
Okay.
This issue, I want to look at it in 3 forms. 1 is the demonstrators, 2, the police, and 3rd, the judiciary.
Kessben.
The demonstrators. You see, Article 21 is clear of your freedom and right to be able to participate in demonstration. No two ways about that. But in the same Article 21, it is also said that if with demonstration will cause disaffection with public health, and inconveniences, it can be restrained. And I want to read Article 21(4). Let me first talk about the rights first, because the 21D says that freedom of assembling, including freedom to take part in processions and demonstrations. So that is clear. But the 4 says, nothing in or done under the authority of the law shall be held to be inconsistent with or in contravention of this article to the extent that the law in question makes provision for. And I just want to look at the A and B, which says, for the imposition of restrictions by order of a court that are required in the interest of defense, public safety, or public order on the movement or resident within Ghana or any other person. And it talks about other issues in relation to that. So I think the demonstrators, in their quest to demonstrate, in their quest to express their anger about the serious devastating issue of Galamsey, they went a bit overboard. Because bystanders were being forced to participate in the demonstration. Meanwhile, Mama's a democracy hub. Kebi mamin kebi. I should not be coerced. Or in the worship, them mean join a demonstration. So why should you force somebody? They want join demonstration or your boy? Sebi. Why should you force somebody? They want join demonstration a Babron and add the on nature, or else you cause damage to their vehicle. For me, those ones were wrong. Okay. The other aspect is Kakia Okwekutrin. It was wrong. But you see, I have said it on other platforms that the Ghana Police Service need to act professionally. And I agree solely with Maakye. And I said it earlier. There. How can you leave a vehicle? The vehicle wasn't packed. The ignition was on. Yeah. So, which means that the car could have been moved. And like you are saying, yes, it's a towing vehicle. And to say you tow it there, the car not on, so that you can be able to tow it. But you see, all on who sits in the car. And security means that I anticipate and therefore I prevent. If your security is always a reactive security, then it's not the best. Security is supposed to anticipate all the options, and this is at the grounds where there is demonstration, protest going on. Anything could happen.
So they ought to have foreseen.
Exactly.
ABC.
Into the president said the president is being guarded. Because you anticipate that somebody can come and plan something or anything. So once you were there, you need to secure your car too. And police car was not secured. This guy went to even turn off the ignition before he removed the key, got out and ran away. Before somebody, with the media person who was chasing was the one who was even shouting. The police did not realize it. Intercept this media and capture. You could have taken it quietly. And we don't know where the key of the car is. That does not give confidence in the police. So for me, that is a flaw. The other aspect is that
the call for the driver to be dismissed.
The driver to what?
To be dismissed.
Oh, he should be. Well, they should investigate that. I wouldn't say that he should be dismissed because minimum under what circumstance he got down. So that should be investigated, and when he is found, the reason is found, the action should be taken. The other aspect is that the police prosecution, marching Kofu, would one out to 48 hours. Would one out of court, and at different courts they give the same ruling. Why? Apostolic. You remand about 30 or 54 people who appeared in different courts. All of them given 2 weeks remand. Why? Was there a leak of judgment?
Or a prior meeting before that?
Well, you see, we need to build confidence in our systems. And in the case of, is it Kessben 1 or Kessben versus Attorney General?
Kessben 1.
The issue is that every offense is bailable. So based on what offense? Are you saying there all the 53 people perpetuated the acts that you are so charging them for? That they caused vandalism to properties? Is that what you are charging them for? And based on that, they deserve a remand for 2 weeks after they have been in police custody for 48 hours? I mean, when we do this, on the face of it, nobody will have confidence in the system. And I think it's unnecessary. But you see, the demonstrators have achieved their objective. Because there were not many.
Exactly.
And they realized that if we don't take certain actions, we will not get the traction that we needed. So they sought to do that. Knowing very well
the consequences.
That, yes. And knowing very well that this government might fall prey to for their antiques.
And indeed, they've
fallen into it. And look at the posture of government appointees, including the ministers and all those who are talking. Okay? This is the same mistake NDC did when they were in government. Go and listen to NDC how they were talking about protesters and demonstrators. And we'll teach them the law. You can't take the law into your own hands. You can't do this. And on the ones worry. These people don't learn. They don't learn. And when you speak, they think you are against them. You see, me, I always say, we love Ghana more than any party. I don't care. The right thing needs to be done. If we say we want state institutions to ask, it's not about the young politicians. We will teach people. Who are you? Let the securities do the work that they are supposed to do. You are not the ones that will crash you, will teach you if you decide to take the law into your own hands. Why are we doing this? No, Mr. Speaker, you see, we are going into elections.
71 days.
Anything is possible. Where there could be a change in party, the party could continue, or even a change totally from the duopoly. And we need to be careful, Nochina, when the clock change and you are the other side, you can be consistent with what you say.
All right, but that's it. My brother Ben should have been Ben.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes. The microphone you call him.
Citizen
Kessben.
They've done a lot of justice to this particular topic. Oh my idea. Basa mukanisi na ahakura manya bianca. But me pese me share free another angle. Angle I'm pese me free ni say I think that government doesn't want Bawumia to win.
Abai doesn't want Bawumia to win.
Yeah, I think that government doesn't want Bawumia to win. And some of these things are
avoidable.
Strategies are omudima abranti and lusu. That's the political bit I want to add to it. Because you see, the issue of Galamsey, no, free say one Kwame free for eco field, eco farm video by I think Mona mu Kenya mu Kessben. And that has become a topic. You target
in the last 1 month.
Last 1 month, yeah. Magaji say update. I want you to update, Baba.
What's updating here then?
Also, more for updating my view until you second day no update.
No. The guys have been remanded. That's it. Every week be a memo update. Okay. The next court hearing is on 1st October. Okay. Even as such, Wednesday, prosecutors in the frame for the video evidence of what we captured again. So, but I provided it again. And to the next court hearing, no, 1st October, which is next week. Tuesday, I think so.
Okay.
And you are supposed to drive there again.
They've not invited me to the High Court yet, but they requested for the other substantial evidence.
Left and right.
What's it?
So free say Mushasi, and I think it has become a topic. Proffering solutions, a bima reasons, a bima justifications for Galamsey, a lot of reasons, and it has become a huge topic. I think that government Ukraine affect whether they like it or yes, right.
But they know say no credit can.
Yes, they know say no credit can. I say no credit. sebi obakwasi ana mpenokre obakwasi ana da bi opese ye hwa na ye jije no so minua nti mudie makoye no na ma mrantie nso because mo the evidence ba ma ye hu nso say asay mo the evidence ba ma ye hu ye nua a ye twetwagu mo the ba ma ye hu ye nsase a say. And based on these reports I'm the buyer no na ye nua no so mo ye demonstration. You see, saying the minimum kind, the demonstration and no, they had their own objective on person to achieve.
Yeah.
A local objective and an international objective. So international objective is that in recent times the president mentioned bad image internationally. Right. And because of a president mentioned bad image internationally, no. Omo ye bibi ama international community now who say a president no on team solve problem. Right. And I'm Caulfield. The entire maker say, I think that some people in government don't want Bawumia to win. They say, "Nkrai ko yomo demonstration. Omo demonstration no posters and a yatiti. If you are a good politician and a very strategic politician, especially not the likes of Salam, because when I heard Salam and Co outside, I realized that guy is not a politician. He's very and he's an emotional guy that doesn't even understand politics. And I think he must learn from it. If you're a good politician, that's what you poster crana. Is you do what the others will call a reverse mechanism. You don't become angry. Right? Use that platform to advise them, say, oh, the emoyen eya depa. Na mwadepa na moyen mamon he enko se obi ade ma de emoko se no abese papa na moyen no because galamse demonstration ye nyina efo amoso. Sanka Salam no even good strategies now. Obe mobilize the youth of MPP to go and even be part of this particular demonstration.
Exactly.
Regardless of saying Nabine Ozu. Because you want Ghanaians to know that Okrano on Fuaso. And Mokrano the Ekon enye enye Moncroft na yes Jumano. So all of us are calling for that ban. But because of these young guys, they are very emotional. Oh, Omatiti a poster, Yebebu Amanfo, you do this, you resist it, police arrest. Now, when police arrested them, you thought that more ye nkrano.
Kessben.
But now you are quoting negative public sentiments on this particular government. President Kokai Nasemo saying UN. Me man because I didn't even have time to watch him or listen to him. But I was on social media and realized that people were demonstrating against the president. They were demonstrating against the president in US. It tells you that the president and fly.
Yeah.
Demonstration no and air fly into a basana. International community no who o president kron say ni otie and I say ni only man for tie. Ye no free hwaminu ya de ntia mesan ka so mo mpe se ba o me abawe ni say I've heard say emra o mu che mrantie no dame go for dame eko ho police headquarters and even the court. One of them they said he went to the court or the court. And because we live in a country where we operate a regime system, that be American, your systems ni no, and your state-led systems, a regime system. Say MPP we near all the systems koto to MPP. NDC we near all the systems, institutions ni na koto to NDC. Until when he went there as an attorney general, I'm suspecting, say he could have influenced some of this ruling now. More can say unanimous ruling because they are separate cause.
You are
separate,
alleging.
Yes, I'm alleging. Yeah,
without evidence.
He prosecuted. So attorney general, but make courts no, right? I may suspect this, and I make an alleging, and which is a conspiracy theory that it could be that when he went there, yeah. He's a state prosecutor, so somebody assemble. Yeah. So police can also prosecute. Okay. So because of say or no call he was able conspiracy. He was able to maybe tell the judges no mutina cases ni nyina say move mu nyina nkomu 2 weeks and some number of days. Mr. Speaker, whilst individual basis no obi ane ne phone so away. Obi ankotukaki. Obi eko say Bawumia poster. Obi like obi ane de waye. Nti say o partnership obi a partnership based on the waye. I didn't know come nyina bom say omonko dem. And omonko dem no masa just monitor the middle class. Right? And the elites in society. Si omu nyina de omoka mo anya apart from MPP emotional MPP young guys now when normally they don't think deep before they take certain actions no. Most of the people who have commented, who are the neutrals who have commented on this issue, can't hear police and say wanya there. And that is where I think that it is causing negativity on the presidency of Bawumia. It be affected no. Because some of these guys are MPP guys. They have friends in new other areas. MPP. And I've heard, say, young guys be crisis. So I think next week or so, they are also going to demonstrate. And they are mobilizing schools here, houses, halls here or down. Cashford, Katanga,
Kessben,
and all the other Commonwealth. They are mobilizing their youth to go on a naked demonstration. Look at how it is going to affect Bawumia's candidature to be a president. Look at how it's going to affect MPP as a party. Wow. And these guys are the youth too. They are on social media. You are prepared for demonstration. You are prepared, and they are the youth in the demography. No, imagine these youth are able to come out and push this agenda. Say, you are co-demonstration. You are going to do all of these things. How it is going to affect Bawumia? So, I think the police doesn't want. It's a conspiracy theory. So maybe and that's why I use. I think. I'm not saying it's a fact.
Okay.
I think the police doesn't want Bawumia to win. I think even the Attorney General himself doesn't want Bawumia to win. I think Salam and his young guys who are following him, very emotional guys, don't want Bawumia to win. Because if they do, they will have been very strategic in how they handle this particular case. Because I'm crying at you, Mr. Speaker. In psychology, we call something learning helplessness. And 1,000 years, they didn't age. And surprisingly, Vomawa, I'm friends saying, Oliver, he's in cells, but or taxi, the Facebook is working. This morning, I woke up and saw his Facebook. He's posted something. So Omudi Edino Moje Opa for Mukotu 1 million years. Omuji and he's comparing himself to Nkrumah. He's saying Nkrumah encoded this, blah 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 blah. Also comparing. Se unim se nipa na onene grono. Ono na dream ni se famikotum na minji biya. O nko sa grono bi. O mani njini di. So I think the police even though court na di se omunko dem. I think they need to look at it and Ose police na say omunko dem. I say police na ka say omunko dem. Our evidence are the so like
what should be 48 hours. One man prepare evidence.
Different.
Obiaboni different. And how would they impede your gathering of evidence inside? They need to be remanded.
So I think
you could take their passports, you could take their ID. So
do they even have passports?
When they're going,
but
Felicia,
what is this?
These guys, they just want to be in the system to cause that negativity, chaos on your party.
No, that Felicia Nelson, class. Felicity.
And you couldn't think over the board like one man being over the board now. So you fall into their strategy. They say omudi babia o mi hu ba ko guy tuntum tintin no mi otika no guy almost fashionista then or they say Ralph me the cry I didn't know them until
Ralph Williams.
Otika no okacho be say misro omo de ye ko kan to me so ntimo fa mental dem breme like they don't care. They don't care like you get it. They don't care. They don't care.
It's everywhere.
Right? So
it's normal for them. I mean,
it's normal. It tells you how we are not strategic, we are not very scientific about some of these things. And
no Pasala Magia free.
Yes. US. US.
Free mano.
Initially, we had demonstration. Me Microphobia, I had issues with the Microphobia demonstration because I know some progressive agenda they are pushing. So I had issues with some of them, right? And the police ought to have been tactical. for tactical, but they say what was said, and they say Obie a country about me, Obie a country MPP, Obie like the whole for the first time. Wodimaya or what's the name? Wodimaya came out and said, no, this is not a country we believed in or something like that. Okoye, you know, ena boy na modern ko ye no, no nye ye. Yeah, modern ko babi say nep or something. Ena boy no ko tribuna o kan kasanchi
say no wife krum so marry Kenya ni BC sa.
Ena boy no kan kasanchi Wodimaya ka kasanchi kire.
So who the picture na wa unso on kanyansa se.
On kanyansa se. So who the picture unso on kanyansa se. Ena boy no ko tro say. Boy no ko tro say.
Kessben.
MPP guys should follow him.
Kessben.
Ni ano pa Mr. Wodimaya say, boy no ko tro say MPP guys should follow me. Wanya 5,000 ad. It tells you that the youth are angry. So you have to be very tactical how you deal with them. And that's why I said that maybe they don't want Bawumia to win. Because if they actually want Bawumia to win, there are certain things at this time of period election, you don't write them, you don't engage the youth on them. And Bawumia now he should sit and learn a lot of things. So maybe the young guys, no, they don't want him to win. No, me already have a make a cry because I'm an old boy.
Okay.
At least Damascus had BJD.
But I'm faster than my Bayport savings and loans. Now, Bayport for that room, one of the fixed deposit investment in the Aba. And I don't pay a watch him in Kane. But your found sick up in Shemu be never boy. Open so sick a year, Jumana. I didn't fast do one, be good to I don't pay Bayport savings and loans, 7 new fixed deposit investment account in the Wonso Brabi. Get a 5,000 Ghana cedis a corner name. But you bet me a year investment from 5,000 Ghana cedis a corner. I don't pay for home or then any Bayport savings and loans and income. Say, oh, on Krahano, I will be who are more a year. Kokomlemle ATTC school in Chenhua. One in crime, so for number 6 here. Now, woman will be the encompass 0245 153283 and I face 0263 007922 0263 007922. Not when they were money come up. I said, I be a Moscow Estate Ghana Limited for the answer. So, Papa, you know, just show they have the assassin, a good chopoli and cry. But I would see me now pass as a papa. The Masu Tribiano and as I said, when the Moscow Estate Ghana Limited for the and you may be a way, and she say, must come to other room and but your one cancer send the amount. Half plot, you know, 100 by 35, 4 plot, 100 by 70. One more Quenya said, what is carried to us and Adiaka, what you trying to crack. A beboa we ye pa, and a pace open so we need a come on. Braspin Test Road in the community 18 junction. And also suffering 0553 840646 0553 840646 and after 0553 8387 30 0553 8387 30. Now when you want more ending
any NDC4. So we got my position on the Electoral Commission there. Public knowledge.
And it has never changed.
Obiani me say Electoral Commission for Monument now for enti means so almost so. Almost statement to Mudia Banra. So more NDC for request no. Or mum find new Jumano. We got officer are contradictory to declarations and not statement are commissioners in BIA. It's Bossman Asari, and I'm a share Bossman Asari. Another television station. Not all castle. issues are in this for our listener. Or might take care of majority of them, and that I come you be pair or money and that they will work on it. Oh, say I will hope now because say what's a try to own forensic audit now internal mechanisms are mudia no and now it will take care of itself. Me law no act now boss not make my share me who be a car how to correct illegal voters transfer no. Oh. My question
what say somebody will be a circulate? I'm told say almost say for Chrome.
Yeah, for Chrome
direct
district director no.
What year no?
Matia no. Say I don't know. Yes.
She transfer no yeah. She has no idea of those who transferred them to the conscience into correct it. It is so that what happened to the Pusiga director no end to know.
Sir Pusiga
because she has no knowledge of it.
You see, what happened is that the Pusiga issue no, and yet district officer na you cannot do it. That impression now, electoral commission now create as if say district officers can do changes, you know. You
in
can't
the system, no.
It is not the case. It was done at the national office, head office. Until yes, they want to cover up and almost suspending. So the officers, commission officers, now are not happy. Until where you owed you, and what drop on national platforms, say, look, maybe o my be me how, and yamina me ye. I say, and to correct it, and audio na leaky. Until that thing was done countrywide. No more check kind of more fast. So yes, I need man in Nancy for. Until I know your massive speaker. But say commission say obey re-exhibition. But obey no online. You miss I won't say Ghana ha, but be you connected. Is everywhere in this country connected when it comes to your friends say internet connectivity ana na obiampo ni crash smartphone ana u kwa koye no online say obianko check ye nyina na ye literate ye betimi akan ye betimi check ana dabi and me nim say we eka momra no ho say voters exhibition so ye no online. Is that the case? So you are going to do exhibition online. Also obey your exhibition until election day. It changes nothing. The issue is so what you to obey exhibition and not re-exhibition. You do it like it is supposed to be done. Register soon now no be a question ni din or na ni din him. I said we got to online there. You see, we are partially admitting. So in some amount for Nakano and then some industry for their banner, I am no credit. So I no credit almost say, okay, yeah, forensic audit. If you are my kind of nano, say be a forensic audit and forensic, and the issue. I say forensic and the issue. Maybe they don't even want a third party. Say be your money political parties now, maybe they may be comfortable with it. Would they agree, say, or maybe cleaning up the register now? But if you are cleaning up the register, mechanism being and a cleaning register, no? What did you do? What was the process? Were the political parties involved? Now, I thought, say, citizen, remember, say, more adjudication committee, be a more quality side near my way. And did you meet on this? And I can just secretary the one I call meeting. You should be telling us, okay, I'm part more now, so yes, I cleaning, winning as if you are satisfied with it. Either than that, I don't get it. You see, another can with UN say electoral commission are shining ball, so be deliver free, fair, credible, transparent elections. A process. So obemo bia will count all the stakeholders be no mo hun tiase say indeed process now would ye famono a free a fair transparent and what have you. Others are in court. PPP court.
Yeah.
Bernard Mona a court. Now according to PPP follow or more say say nomination in Asifo by there's a CI 91 or CI 127 and clear say you need to engage the filing political party and an individual for 1 week. And a week is 7 days. That is their claim. And that is their claim. You need to engage them and I give them that period. So make media file on my PPP was over 24 hours, less than 24 hours. You still went ahead to reject it. And the reasons I would have more mono, it is not the same reason. And some be they've even cited say at the time they were filing, not CPP for omudi one copy, and omudi black and white can't. Contrary to the provisions that say papers are submitted must be colored. Meboa. Almost contract, but what JA CPP are qualified or more qualified for TRC. Do you get it? A whole lot of things. Is it good? Yeah, yes, sir. And you know, when people are feeling that me say electoral commission can what you man say you create the enabling environment, you create that atmosphere. Obiabe feel say one man that platform, one man opportunity no. So Obiabe no Obiabe tin no wase. Na mentimi wase. Makana nano say audit we yeah. It is say easy man no baswa ebeboa easy na nkasa ni image. Sugar, it will help the easy than any other party, than any individual. Because a man for was sad, I didn't want Mutimu so electoral commission what dear as a more and some money nkwana moody. The NDC has accused the electoral commission, the president so would the politically exposed people are caught to honor. And almost yes, I name my way. And to we are bano open your doors. Mama ya me your audit no. Ya audit we na ni amukan 3,000 plus we 240 something thousand we anyway omoya no mo hu omu a won't you be celebrated.
Okay. But I
so
say,
why are you preventing this?
But I say Mami Embrat citizens.
Yes,
citizen Mami Chill.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker. This issue of the register and all that, no, I think
some of them are okay, right?
With what?
With the register.
See, number one, I mean, just for the purpose of education and clarity, in terms of nomination forms, I mean, I'm a party, so I don't want to be getting into it, but just for clarity's sake, you know, the CI 127 9 talks about if a candidate files, what the procedure that should be. 9.2 says the returning officer, in this case the chairperson, shall inform a candidate that the nomination of the candidate is invalid where the particulars of the candidate or the persons subscribing to the nomination paper are not as required by law, or B, the nomination paper is not subscribed to as required by law, and shall give the candidate an opportunity to make amendments or any alteration necessary within the stipulated nomination period. Okay, so it's not about 1 week nomination period.
Okay.
So actually, I think the EC did well to go because the nomination period was Monday to Friday.
Okay.
But it gave opportunity to political parties who submit, and that's why they normally say don't submit on Friday. Try and submit earlier so that if there are any corrections, you can do within the nomination period. However, I mean, I don't know what based on what, but I think they decided to be magnanimous to political parties. Those of us who filed on Friday.
Was
to
it
give
not the
us
case that
opportunity?
The EC also created having a come and ballot on when to submit forms?
Come and ballot on when to submit.
Or did they not pick days that they want to submit their forms?
They asked us to come and pick, but we changed. We could easily change the day you want to submit. For me, I picked Tuesday. But on Tuesday, I was the only one who was going to submit. And then they said that, okay, I mean, if we can look at the following day. And at some point, I thought that I needed to work on our forms. So I asked for extension. So you could easily change when you go and select which day that you are going to do that. So for me, I mean, in terms of that, I think that issue is not there. And you see, I think there sometimes, if we want the public to be on to support us, we need to say things as it is. The letter that is being bandied around did not show that any political party was given 2 hours or 5 hours.
Which letter? The
letters that the parties are posting around. It does not conform to that, because I heard one of the candidates, talking about it, and an letter posting was given to him on Friday and was told to submit it Saturday by 12 o'clock. So I don't know how from Friday to Saturday 12 o'clock become 5 hours. So I think some of these things we need to look at it. I understand the pain of disqualification, and I understand the fact that you need to be given fair, especially when you've given me a letter on issues I should correct. And when I correct those issues, probably you go beyond other things or some things, then it's frustrating. So I think those things, it needs to be clear. But I just wanted to put this across. The other aspect is posting of register online. It's also not new. I think the CI made, in fact, I complained why the provisional register was not on the website of the Electoral Commission, because it is supposed to do so, and that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for that the CI requires the Electoral Commission to post on the website of the Electoral Commission when they give out the provisional register. I'm looking for that. I'm sure I can find that and share with you. But then, in terms of the certified register, at the end of the day, the CI gives room for the Electoral Commission to determine where to put the certified register. They could use all other forms. But you see, the Electoral Commission... No, exhibition. No, not exhibition.
What the Electoral Commission is talking about, the re-exhibition. That is what I'm making reference to in their statement, that the re-exhibition will be done online.
That is the inconsistency I'm coming to talk about. Okay. So I think I wanted to first clarify in terms of what is available for the Electoral Commission to do. What they can do or what the law gives them. Because 27.3 of CI 91 says that after the register has been certified, it shall be published in a manner determined by the commission and shall replace any existing voters register. So any manner that they determined by the commission, and so the law gives them that room to do that. In fact, in other forms, it talks about the mass media and all those things where they should be able to provide those things. But you see, there are a number of inconsistencies, and that is what I'm worried about.
Kessben.
The Electoral Commission earlier, in response to the NDC, said that their register is robust.
Yeah.
That statement is the most problematic statement I can find with. How can a provisional register be robust? It's a provisional register. Because earlier, I had a problem with the NDC calling for a forensic audit on the provisional register.
Okay.
My issue is that you cannot do a forensic audit on a provisional register because it's a provisional register. If it's a certified register, then we can do a forensic audit on it. However, the NDC's caller, me supporting you there. We have been made to understand that nobody can sit at the district office to tamper with the register. Like McCarthy was saying. So if you tell me that, and the same commission comes back to tell me that an officer at the district office has been able to effect transfers, it's problematic. So the audit that I need to do is to understand the various IT protocols or allow obi ma otum oko into the system. So that is where the forensic audit comes in. That you want to understand the various IT protocols the firewalls when otum break in or ma obi access motumi yamoye. Mama yengunde the day before elections, nobody can do that authorization except giving authorization at the head office, or who at the head office does that. So this is what we need to want to understand. And that is where I have a convergence with the NDC.
Okay.
That, see, it is important that as stakeholders, we understand the process.
But for now, it looks as if NDC in Kwana are making such calls.
No, that is the problem. And I want to say that, you see, it's not, it shouldn't be NDC. We are going into elections with a register.
Yeah.
The register, no, be a debate. Mr. Speaker, you yourself should also be concerned about the register, because if your name is not in the register, you cannot vote. So it's not necessarily should be the call of only the NDC. The NDC got their when you were friend name provisional register earlier than anybody else. In fact, GCP got it when the exhibition has already started. And probably their system that they have is robust enough to be able to identify some of these as quickly as possible. Okay. I mean, started me complaining some time back there. Somebody on my team, at the time I make around, or check it online with the code now with the man, or to about dance man. No one now got to be my camp.
Kessben.
You understand?
Only Mushe.
Only Mushe. Uncle transfer, Uncle Air. So then I told him that Babaka, he should try and complain so that they will see what can be done. No, so on on the day, if it's corrected, then it will mess you up.
Yeah.
So you need to go and ensure that the right thing is done. So yes, those are provision register, and that's why exhibition is done to correct them. So I understand. But now when there are breaches, you see, in your quest to defend an issue, you sometimes go and say things that does not necessarily make sense, and it's not the reality. So you expose yourself. Until now, when you've been exposed, the best thing to do is that let's bring everybody on board. We should ensure inclusivity.
Okay.
We should be inclusive in what we are doing. Therefore, be on board. Now they've called for an IPAC meeting on Tuesday.
Okay.
So I hope there at the IPAC meeting we can discuss into details the modalities, because I think that this forensic audit would be good for everybody. It will ensure transparency. It will ensure trust in the system. Okay, this cannot be done or this cannot be done. But the issue should not be pushing NDC to go to court.
All right.
Mr. Citizen, are you not part of the press conference I'm scheduled for 30th September?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why scheduled by press conference?
Political parties with their representation in Parliament, press conference.
On
agenda brouhaha between the Electoral Commission and the NDC concerning voters.
Oh, we are having a discussion because, like I said, it shouldn't be just NDC. We have been having a discussion about that, but I don't think that it's been scheduled.
They're in a post here on one platform.
Okay. But
that may be sad.
Okay.
As a general secretary.
Okay. But we are having discussions on it.
All right, Minia. Unim the Makati, only Makati Kansas, only the Obama dream. So there's an audio out there of a recruit EC officer claim say on your now transfer be right. There's an issue in Pusiga. Right. There's that information that was posted on an EC working platform like WhatsApp group, but it was able to come out. What it means is that the confusion be basic group EC be basic first. There are people at EC who are not even happy with what is happening at the EC.
Yeah,
a lot of workers will. And I think this year, no, say hacking be basic, will be suspected say rigging be wa EC for now crab regiomo. And that is something that I was a Mensa or addressing. The Biamekasa, you see, your crew hanmono, do wanna a year adeno, efa adreno based on urbanized systems, or more rural system, because our website as some say post to our website.
But just to I've seen the so CI 91 23 says that. And it talks about what they should do when the provisional register is going to. And one of the third things that it asks is that the commission shall, in addition to the publication provided in sub-regulation 1, And sub-regulation 1 talks about the commission shall cause the provisional register of voters of each polling station to be displayed for public inspection at the registration center for the period that the commission may, by notice in the Gazette, specify. So beyond the registration centers, the commission shall, in addition to the publication, post the provisional register on the website of the commission. And it has not been done. That itself has not been done. But the law states that. Okay. Even though I have a challenge with the practicality, Obi are only access to even electricity or a mobile phone.
All right.
How
so that practicality no na so make us mostly a far drain a no Accra and Kwane urban centers so na rural centers in Fanka ho. But say utie minua citizen name minua Maakye omo follow electoral commission carefully. It means that there's a lot of problem electoral commission also deal with. Normally I don't want us to mention one name. It's the whole commission that they have to deal with it to ensure that people have trust with in the system. Because lack of trust can lead to a lot of chaos. Because election violence doesn't just happen on the election day. It begins from the process now a day corner. So a month for GDA all the results no crab final day now a GDA. And what is also happening with respect to say you leak information from EC. And because you see what NDC for information do ammonia no, it's from the EC.
Exactly.
Missing laptop, missing then be from the EC edeba. It means that Mami Jemensa ne deputies no what they are doing no a minimum of money in your home. And abbrevianos when there's likely going to be a change, these confusions they set in at EC. But say Mekase 2016 Charlotte say when she was doing certain things, there were people within EC no more leaking information they other parties, right? So I was say because so any violence, it will even erupt from the EC than even coming from a lot of Ghanaians. I think the last topic I'm going to say Mama Dubik.
Yeah.
Also a break. Until Kojina home. Mano money yo crowd because I think he's not improved that place much. Who say the mechano but yadana say at least no ono so abeyebi wajaya to obi so mbeto aso mahu certain conspiracies bi ni allegations bi say obi si onkoto fuel na ya mana onkoto fuel ntina ya force na mana free ho bi say da bia meka say masa yen force obi amane nye bibi ansa na ye be force ama bibi na wo crowd person ya den dada this obi ka say bia ye the meters bread na why we are ton we na ni na enkoba bia the gentleman himself was not even ready to serve ECG and serve it well. Maybe he has also his own interest, but gladly when who say oh they say the akon there e was me corner from ba from now Abano is an internal person. I think he has a lot of experience because working from that particular angle means that watina muache and sani experience ne was say or the banner or my ECG e fan into of or no so no all bano man be here say menko na minim because unkwa unim hwe. I think the big one weakness of the big is that he thought that he knew everything. He thought that he was an authority on everything. You know, on any state stakeholder institutions, no more confusion. On the PRC confusion. On the grid confusion. On the OBBA confusion in the industry. I think this one should not go that way. I will say Abribiano, you should be very participatory enough, very consultative enough, even with stakeholders. At the back one, I know Mustafa he's not doing something right at MPA. He may not get everything right. But the back one Mustafa at MPA is that periodically he tries to engage civil society and other actors. Dubik doesn't engage. Dubik doesn't engage, right? And I think that you see oh no engagement is a
na yen this year so zakoto pay slip I mutual every month. Is that the engagement you're talking about?
No, that's not engagement. But so the engagement I'm talking about is that I remember when I raised issues of UPPF, I raised issues of cylinder recirculation model. Yeah. Mustafa called us Jesus and said his side of the story and even told us our said say contribute into the whole cylinder recirculation model or the UPPF model so that a best serve well. I hope you get it.
Yeah.
Now, the other side I've seen about Dubik when he was at ECG is that he always took an entrenched position, said, only see so engage. Because no not dream see some penasem. Right? Until you be engaged. But you see, the more you engage ASEP, the more you engage SEMSE, the more you engage IES, the more you engage Imani, and all these institutions, so even if there are certain things they don't understand about operations and now way of managing and ECGR, you make them understand and they also tell you the truth. Constructive criticisms. Wow. Nipa for now Obano. Through William Boateng, I think maybe William Boateng too is not doing his writing, the good work at ECG because he's the corporate affairs. Abribiano engage civil society actors, engage other institutions in the system, and make sure that Obiabe contribute to the quota to make ECG better. So what you walk around and say Obi ne how dream send the amount for say Obi for so say to fuel, Obi for so say to wear. You sometimes in camera with my catch on say Charlie. Ade mu kan nyina minimum mate ba chale niema bi wa chire okay ene hard nti musumo nka bi mame na enye ba kwotena na agin so
William Boateng there new management no buy no omo contract external communications company omo manage communications
ECG one nti budu free wa the big buy no yi William Boateng sinchen
nti William is there but
he's not acting, he's not working. No, my friend, no, yes, but I think that this gentleman, the new one, one as someone, or my William Ninya Juma, and engage a lot. Engagement will solve a lot of problems. Contribution being in the Babano. We contribute to this and then ECG fan into my fire.
All right, gentlemen, my main numbers here to pay. Na your friends here, na your sorry. So, yeah, Brenda. So 43 minutes after 9. I was having phone. See, I say,
Richard Appiah Sapon. Kessben fashionista. Abi aduane wo bi onanim. Ko kantamanto ko na bia mo Richard ne wo mo numbers. Ene Richard awoda. Best Nyankopon say obekipi na waye ne kese. Na wabie kantamanto shops ne bebre abaya hu na abi dey see. Numbers na dozo. O produce ye aka the other side minim say yimu na wo ye there azie production o ya no wa ya ma so bia so as we need I speak as citizen pe and our producer mo wo wini ba then I Richard ya me so one yen me bre wo ya
no yati Richard ya Michelle
as a band I can't work too.
And I pay expect today. All the people Richard calls for on this show and all those things, will come around, will bring their envelopes and cakes and all those things. So one of my world in our share from Monday to Friday. We need to let's celebrate people when they are alive. And stop to be celebrating them when they are dead and gone and chasing them, going to their funerals. Celebrate people when they are alive.
And this is only one of my cabin who the Maakye back at their farm. So, who produce other things, but I'm producing. They be a producer color. Only when you're happy birthday to you. You're a great guy. I'm sure that say my phone, Mr. Speaker. Show was produced by Richard Appiah Sapon Fifi. And Afe Amos, I don't pay. Thank you so much for your time. I don't be any. Enjoy that. You best anyway, dear share. I will be back here to serve you. Good morning and enjoy the rest of your weekend.